Have you ever woken from a dream feeling a chill run through your very soul, as if the unseen forces of life were speaking directly to you? Many wander through this life unaware that their dreams are not mere illusions, not empty shadows of sleep, but sacred messages from the infinite, guiding the way through unseen struggles and hidden opportunities. There is a certain law, a divine rhythm, that Florence Scovel Shinn often spoke of, reminding us that our words, thoughts, and beliefs shape our world as much as the sun shapes the day. And in the quiet moments of the night, when darkness envelops the mind and body, the soul begins to speak in its own language, revealing the truths that daylight often hides. This is particularly true for those who feel the weight of negative influences, the invisible chains that seem to bind their luck, health, and happiness. Some call it black magic, others call it unseen obstacles, yet the principle remains the same. Every influence, whether benign or malevolent, can be transformed through the right recognition and declaration of inner power. You may not realize it, but the universe is always listening, always responding, and always ready to realign your life with prosperity and peace the moment you choose faith over fear. In your dreams, certain symbols appear repeatedly, not to frighten you, but to alert you to areas where your faith has wavered, where doubt has entered, or where surrender has crept into your daily thought patterns. The law of expectation is unerring. What you allow to occupy your consciousness, what you whisper to your inner self, becomes the blueprint for your reality. Consider the recurring dream of being trapped, unable to move, yet aware of danger closing in. It is not punishment. It is an invitation to recognize your own inner authority, to speak boldly the words that dissolve limitation and summon divine protection. The unseen forces that seem to work against you are merely shadows until you bring the light of understanding, the conscious awareness that you are the master of your destiny, and the magnet that draws all things good into your life. The key is to awaken while still in the dream's memory, to declare your freedom with absolute faith, to visualize yourself enveloped in light, unbreakable, unstoppable, and entirely aligned with divine law. This is the secret that Florence Scovel Shinn revealed. Every obstacle contains the seed of triumph. Every fear is a signal to claim the power that already resides within you. And every night, in those sacred hours of unconscious thought, your spirit whispers the pathways to victory. If only you are willing to listen, to act, and to affirm. Those who ignore these messages continue to wander in uncertainty, but those who understand begin a transformation that no external force can derail. Dreams, especially those that disturb the peace, are not enemies but messengers, and by acknowledging them with courage and faith, by speaking the words of power, and envisioning the reality you desire, you set in motion the invisible currents that will carry you safely from darkness into radiant light. As the night deepens and shadows stretch across the corners of your mind, you may begin to notice patterns in your dreams that cannot be ignored, moments that seem to hold a quiet, almost unbearable suspense, urging you to confront the hidden currents that shape your life. These are not random. They are carefully orchestrated by the infinite intelligence that governs all life. A reminder that you are never without guidance, even when circumstances seem darkest. Perhaps you awaken with the lingering sensation of being followed, of unseen hands tugging at your progress, or you find yourself caught in a labyrinth where every turn feels like an obstacle too great to overcome. This is precisely the moment where your power is tested, where fear attempts to overshadow faith, and yet, it is also the point where the law of divine expectation can be most dramatically applied. Florence Scovel Shinn often taught that nothing external can hold dominion over you unless you permit it, that every person, circumstance, or seeming curse is merely a reflection of thoughts unchallenged, words unspoken, or fears untransformed. Imagine for a moment that these dreams, the ones that make your heart race and your mind question reality, are actually openings, doors into higher understanding, each one designed to make you aware of the power you carry within. There is suspense here, yes, the kind that quickens the pulse and tightens the stomach. But it is the suspense of transformation, the dramatic pause before revelation, a signal that your spirit is being called to act decisively, to affirm freedom and abundance even in the midst of perceived threat. The key is not to shrink, not to dismiss these messages, but to face them with a declaration of absolute faith. The unseen cannot harm me. The negative cannot bind me. I am surrounded by divine light and protected by universal law. In this confrontation, you will find the miraculous unfolding of circumstances, doors that once appeared closed swinging wide, paths that seemed impassable, revealing themselves as avenues of opportunity. The suspense of the dream mirrors the suspense of life itself. Nothing is truly known until you take the step of conscious intention, until you speak your word of authority, until you visualize the outcome you desire with unwavering certainty. What feels like fear is actually an invitation to faith. What seems like danger is actually the threshold to freedom, and the very forces you imagined against you are transformed into instruments of your triumph once you claim the power of the spoken word and align your mind with divine law. Every dream that haunts you, every image that puzzles or frightens, contains the blueprint of victory. It whispers the actions, affirmations, and thoughts necessary to move from limitation into limitless possibility. When you awaken, do not dismiss these messages. Write them down, speak them aloud, see yourself stepping fully into the life you are meant to claim. The suspense you feel is not punishment, it is promise. The tension, the uncertainty, is the prelude to revelation. Every shadow that crosses your night is an opportunity to recognize the eternal light within, to know, beyond doubt, that no external power, black magic, negative influence, or circumstance can touch the soul that speaks, believes, and visualizes according to divine law. And now, as the dawn of understanding breaks upon your consciousness, the lessons hidden in the shadows of your dreams begin to reveal themselves in full clarity. The forces that once seemed to dominate your life, the fear, the doubt, the oppressive weight of unseen negativity, begin to shrink before the radiance of your awakened faith, for you have learned that true power resides not in resistance or struggle, but in alignment with the divine law that governs all life. Every dream that visited you, every chilling image that seemed to portend danger, has been a mirror reflecting what lies within, an invitation to rise above limitation and declare the truth of your being with absolute certainty. You are not a passive participant in life's unfolding. You are the creative force, the magnet that draws prosperity, protection, and peace to your doorstep. As Florence Scovel Shinn so often revealed, the spoken word is the wand that transforms circumstance, the key that unlocks every door of restriction, and the compass that points unerringly to the destiny you are meant to claim. Picture the dreams that once filled you with apprehension, being trapped, pursued, or beset by darkness, and now see them dissolving into radiant light as you speak, with unwavering authority, words of freedom, abundance, and protection. There is no charm, no spell, no external influence that can withstand the power of a mind fully aligned with divine law, and as you affirm your victory, the suspense that once gripped your heart transforms into anticipation, the quiet thrill of knowing that every step you take is guided, guarded, and blessed. The unseen currents that previously seemed to pull you backward are now recognized as energies that, when directed by faith and conscious declaration, propel you forward, carrying you to new heights of joy, health, and prosperity. You have crossed the threshold from fear into faith, from uncertainty into certainty, and from limitation into limitless possibility, understanding that the universe is not an adversary, but a willing collaborator in the creation of your highest good. Every obstacle, every moment of tension in your dreams has been a teacher, a signal to awaken the inner authority that cannot be shaken, and now, fully awakened, you walk in the confidence of one who knows that no darkness can overshadow the light of the soul. The patterns that once seemed threatening are now recognized as opportunities to assert the divine law in your favor, to claim abundance in all areas of life, to live unencumbered by negative thought, and to shine as a beacon of faith for others. Your dreams have become the roadmap, your words the instruments of transformation, and your mind the fertile ground from which miracles bloom. Step forward boldly, speak clearly, act decisively, and visualize unshakable victory, knowing that the law is unerring, and that you are fully supported by forces far greater than yourself. If you are benefiting from our topics, please subscribe, like, and turn on the bell notification so you can see our new videos early.